You're watching the WINFL show. I'm Ian McKinnon. I'm here with Jake McGee, and we are joined. We have a returning guest, Miami Dolphins fan, Mr. Andrew MacAskill. Andrew, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm quite well, guys. How are you all?
All good here. All good here. Yes.
Always better for see my friend.
Ah, what a man. What a charmer.
Andrew, you're a Dolphins fan.
Unfortunately.
The Miami Dolphins had a bit of a season, a lot of turmoil. Why don't you tell us what your thoughts are on the 2025 Miami Dolphins and what you're expecting for not so much what you're expecting, what are you hoping for in 2026?
I think 2026 is very much a hope rather than expectation kind of season is going to be coming up. I was very worried going into 2025. It felt to me like we were on the decline and the talent wasn't as strong as it was the year previous and it hadn't gone all that well. There were bits I was happy about. I thought, although he's now left us, but I thought Anthony Weaver did a really good job as a defensive coordinator with a lack of talent because there wasn't a whole lot of talent in that defense. Tua obviously went to the dogs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There were great things with Devon Achane. There were bad things with Teddy Hill getting injured and heading off. And like the cap situation's just not great. The rookie class didn't do a whole lot. So it was a relatively disappointing season. I wasn't expecting it to be great, but after a couple of weeks, it was pretty clear, not only is it not going to be great, but I can sort of start checking out having the Dolphins on the background and Red Zone on the foreground because that was where the excitement was going to be. So for 2025, it was maybe a little worse than expected, but not massively. I was disappointed in many ways to see Mike McDaniel's been let go. I was very happy to see Greer go as the GM. I was like, well, I think there's something with McDaniels. I think he's likable. There was something there. We did keep playing hard as the season went along, by and large. Maybe a performance or two wasn't great. But I wasn't when I heard that Harbaugh had been let go by the Ravens. The next day McDaniels was gone. I was like, this is why. And then that's not what they've got undone. And I cannot say I am at all excited about the new man coming in. I have to say, I think this could be a couple of years of work to be done, and then unfortunately, as has been the case throughout my Dolphins fandom, we have Josh Allen, really good quarterback with a really good team, and we'll see. Obviously, there's been a bit of craziness as far as I'm concerned going on with the Bills, and then you've got Drake May, who's been phenomenal for the Pats, and the Pats once again, as has been custom for 20 years, just back on top after a crazily long 2-year drought where they weren't all that great. So yeah, I'm back sort of where I've been for most of my fandom, which is I think we're going to be also Rans yet again.
I mean, I hate to hear you say that, but I know exactly where you're coming from and I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Now, do we know the future of Tua Tagovailoa? Do we know what's happening with him?
I am pretty confident he will not be a Dolphin come September. I understand there's going to be a lot of dead money involved in getting rid of him, but they're going to need to get rid of him. At some point, some team will be able to use Tua as a bridge for the future. It's just that is not where the Dolphins are right now. The Dolphins are as well going along with Quinn Ewers or seeing if they can draft somebody. I appreciate, again, the quarterback class coming up is not great, so we're not going to find somebody there. But it's just a case of there's no point in having a Tua on the roster. He might help you win 3 or 4 or 5 games, but that's not where the Dolphins are right now. If you're not competing, you need to be looking towards the future, and I fully expect Tua to get cut, and then the magic of the cap adjustments will start taking place so that we somehow still get a roster of 53, 55, whatever it is now.
So I'm going to throw something out to you, Andrew, which I mentioned on the podcast last week. Swapping Tua for Kyler. Would you take that trade?
I don't know. I don't know if that makes any blind bit of difference to the Dolphins. Honestly, If you are getting outplayed, as Kyler Murray was, I'm not sure going to the Dolphins is going to make all that much of a difference. I think Kyler's fine. I think he's all right. And Tua had a particularly bad year. I think the injuries Tua's had over the past they've caught up with him, and I fear we're never going to see anything but what we saw last season from Tua. So would Kyler be an improvement? Maybe slightly. Is it what the Dolphins need? I'm not sure it is.
No. Well, there we go. So, Andrew, we do have the Super Bowl. And I know you love talking about the Patriots, obviously.
Oh, so much.
But why don't you give us your score prediction for the Super Bowl? Who's going to be victorious, and what are the figures going to be at the end of the day?
I'm looking forward to this. A lot of people now, and I think it is the case with the NFL, is they want almost every game to be 50-48. That's when it gets exciting. If every game's 50-48, it's great. The Rams and the Pats had a Super Bowl, I think 2019, where the score was something like 13-7 or so. It was a defensive struggle. Yeah.
Don't remind me. Terrible year.
Yeah, see, but
Rams should have been there.
Yeah, I know. And I realized, I always remember saying to Jake, when I saw that Saints Rams play, I thought in real time, that's a good no call. That's a good no call. And then I saw the replay and went, oh no, I was just very, very wrong. That Super Bowl that was 13-3, I thoroughly enjoyed. And so many people hated it. I actually enjoyed it because I thought it was two good defenses. I didn't think the offenses were all that bad on the day. It was just good defenses. I'm sort of hoping we get that kind of game again where I don't mind if it's not high scoring as long as the offense are actually playing well but just going up against what is, in both cases, two very talented defenses. I had the Rams making the Super Bowl over the Seahawks. I had both in the AFC Championship game when I did my bracket beforehand, and my thought process was I just don't trust Sam Darnold, and I do trust Matt Stafford. Now, as it turns out, Sam Darnold has played well enough. I think the Seahawks are better than the Pats, and at this point, it would be foolish to keep going against Sam Darnold. At the end of the day, as long as he plays well enough, the Seahawks should win. Last year, Jake was one of like two people who didn't go, who went against the grain. And God, I have a feeling almost everybody's going to go Seahawks. I am confident because I know my friend that there's no way he is going to go the Seahawks in some way, shape, or form this time. I think I wouldn't mind if it's low scoring. I don't think the Pats will be able to put up that many points. I've vacillated to the exact score. I'm still not 100% sure as I'm talking. I will go 24-13 to the Seahawks.
24-13 to the Seahawks.
Will it be 27-17? I've been all kind of around that, but I think I'll go with that 24-13 to the Seahawks.
Jake, what do you think of that?
It's scarily close to what I'm predicting. So the closest score is going to get very tight. I am tempted, having listened to many predictions at this point, to be contrary and just to pick the Patriots, just so that if they do win, I'm almost guaranteed the 2-time. Because it's going to get a bit close with the correct score. We're getting variants of it. But I think Andrew's right. Last year, 90% of people picked the Chiefs and 10% picked the Eagles. So if the Eagles won, I had a 50% chance. There was only two of us that picked it. Whereas this year, if I pick the Seahawks, like many expect me to do, like my bracket suggests.
I swear to God, Andrew, if Jake picks the Patriots purely so that he can win the closest score,
game's the game.
Just by playing the percentages, Jake.
If I went,
I've already wrote down what I've got, by the way, so I won't change it.
Okay.
If I went onto my phone and went onto my chats with Jake and typed out the word McDonald, it would come up maybe 150 times over the past 3 months. He loves that man.
He does. You love that man, Jake. You can't pick against him. You can't pick against him. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
It's not out with the realms of possibility the Pats win this, by the way. I mean, they have absolutely had an easy schedule throughout the year. There's no doubt about it. They're one game away. They have momentum. They have been competent in many areas. Drake May has been excellent. That defense is good. They can win this game. It just feels like the move needs to be to predict the Seahawks.
There we go. Succinctly put, Mr. MacAskill. Succinctly put. Not at all. Now, obviously, you've been on the show a couple of times. You listen to the show. You watch the videos. So you know what I'm going to ask you next. Do you have a random stat for us?
I do have a random stat for you, which I thought was very interesting. I don't think it's been done before. But I do like whenever I think I might be coming onto the podcast, having a wee look to see if I can find some just absolutely bizarre things that have happened in NFL history. And this one doesn't really involve Sam Darnold, but it does a wee bit. And so because it sort of connects a wee bit for me, but it's actually to do with the Panthers. It's to do with Cam Newton. So back, he was obviously had a fruitful 9 season with Carolina, back and forth. They almost got, they had a couple of decent playoff runs while he was there. He was, in his last season, he was signed by New England. But then he was released ahead of the 2021 season. Then Darnold got injured while playing for the Panthers, and Cam Newton re-signed midway through the season. He returned as a backup in a Week 10 game versus Arizona, and on the first play of the game, he rushed for a touchdown. An excited Newton took off his helmet, walked up to the camera, and loudly yelled, "I'm back, I'm back." He started 5 of the remaining 7 games. As a starter, he went 0-5, and that was his last season in the NFL. So he may have said he was back, but as it turns out, maybe he wasn't. At the end of the 21 season, then we push forward to the beginning of the 2022 season, which means the NFL draft. The Panthers made 6 selections in that draft. Ikem Ekwonu, offensive tackle from North Carolina State. In the 3rd round, Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss. In the 4th round, Brandon Smith, linebacker, Penn State. In the 6th round, Amare Barno, linebacker, Virginia Tech. And they also took Cade Mays, guard from Tennessee. And the 7th round, Kalen Barnes, cornerback from Baylor. Now, what's crazy about that is that they made 6 picks. Ikem starts with an I. Matt starts with an M. Brandon starts with a B. Amare starts with an A. Cade starts with a C. And Kalen starts with a K. So in order, the 6 draft picks taken after Cam Newton shouted, "I'm back," spell out, "I'm back." And that is my random stat.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that, Andrew. I appreciate that.
No problem at all, pal.
I mean, you had to look pretty hard for that one.
Yeah. I look for the weird and wonderful.
It's not like me just scrolling through Pro Football Reference to go, who's had the most fumbles in the NFL? That's how I usually research. I shouldn't say that live. Oh no, I've spent hours researching my random stats.
You've got to come up with 52 a year. I've only got to come up with one every 6 to 8 months. I'm fine.
Well, Andrew, thanks for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And we'll definitely need to get you back. Well, if your score is correct, then we'll get you back on after the Super Bowl.
I want my trophy.
You'll be getting your trophy at some point. But we'll definitely get you on a pre-draft to give us your thoughts on the draft as well for you and Miami Dolphins. Does that sound okay?
That always sounds fantastic. I love coming on and supporting you guys.
Wonderful. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to Andrew MacAskill.